Okay, so if you are highly motivated and you want to accomplish certain things in life and you're impatient for success or whatever, you will want to do as much as you can to move towards those goals, right? Whatever it is. And if you are very analytical, you enjoy thinking about stuff, you function at like a high level of cognitive ability, you're quite intelligent, you're going to be constantly looking for and finding ways in which you could be moving faster or ways to completely redo what you're doing at the moment to move quicker. And this in itself is not a bad thing, right? This is like a healthy thing that needs to happen. You need to have a good level of, like, basically impatience to improve and progress and whatever. And you need to be constantly looking for opportunities to move faster and, getting to where you want to go to. But the trouble is that I think for some of us, this cognitive ability, this going faster, this constant desire to optimize what we're doing, is too much, and it actually ends up clogging the system and making stuff harder, making it more, just confusing us and running us down, and yeah, it's not good for us. I think sometimes it's good to recognise that the important thing is that you're going in the right direction. And beyond that, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're definitely making directions and those steps you're taking are in the direction you want to go into. And as long as that's the case, obviously, I'm not saying don't sort of find ways to optimize, don't, spend that bit of money to get something else accomplished, whatever it is. But recognize that ultimately, you can always optimize a little bit more. And the important thing is just taking those steps in the right direction. There's lots of things that I want to pour money into at the moment. With my health, there's this book I want to buy. I've got all these places I want to go to with the vlogs. Clothes I could do with a few more clothes, and could buy this house, could do with the Hoover. There's so many stuff that I want to invest into. And, part of me just thinks, let's just get everything right now, and then we just have it, But then part of me says, look, I get it, there's lots you want to do, there's lots you want to accomplish, that you can see, so many ways in which you can improve your life and whatever. But at some point along the line, you're always going to feel like that. And, I started asking myself, how much more money would I need to be able to spend it to make the improvements in my life required at a satisfactory rate. And it's a difficult question, and it's kind of theoretical, and there's no real answer to it, but the figure I kind of came up with was probably about double. I probably need to about double it. But again, I still recognise that, where have I got that from? Why is it just double? Why? And there doesn't seem to be much rationale behind it. And I'm not saying I shouldn't aspire to increase my income. I really should. I think that's a really important thing to do. But the thing is, I'm gonna get to that next amount per month, and I'm just gonna be like, oh, you know what? I could do with doubling that again and again and again. And again, I'm not saying that's good, that's healthy, I should be doing it. But ultimately, I need to recognise that there's not going to be some point where I'm like, okay, now it's the right amount. now I'm earning the right amount of money per month, you know. It's always going to be like that. I'm always going to have that. And there's not something wrong if that's what's going on. So I just think it's important to realise that, important to recognise it. You're not doing something wrong if you just constantly feel like, oh, I need to improve this, I need to improve this, and just basically being this constant tension of like wanting to improve even more and optimise just that little bit more. That's just always going to be there basically. And you know, there are people who would say like, oh, this is, you know, it's unhealthy to not be satisfied all the time, whatever. And you know, there's not nothing there. There is something true to that, but I do think it makes sense to me that some of that is just the human experience, that we do feel dissatisfied. And if you can recognise it and just move with it rather than against it, then I think you just accept it. It becomes a lot better. And now, like when I get these feelings of dissatisfaction about where I am or how fast I'm progressing, I'm like, oh yeah, of course, you know, this is a normal feeling. I can just factor it into my general sort of vision of how I'm feeling right now. Like it's meant to be there, you know. But at the end of the day, as long as I'm taking the necessary steps forward, that's all that matters. You know, that's the important thing. And as long as I'm doing something consistently, that's the important thing, you know. Like, I just think to myself, okay, what do I want to get done? I want to get these latest bunch of videos done for my other YouTube channel. I need to edit those. Okay, you know, I need to continue to grow this YouTube channel. I need to put some effort into my health and, you know, my general wellness. And it's like, am I doing that stuff every day when I get home from work? And it's like, yeah, even if it's just, you know, even if it's a busy day, I've got to cook, something happens, you know, I get held up, or there's some social thing, you know, am I still getting 10 minutes done before I go to bed, you know? That's what really matters. And it doesn't feel like it at the time, you know, because you always want to be going at a million miles an hour. But as long as you're just doing a little bit, you're just edging slightly closer every day, then long term it's still going to stack up, and it doesn't matter really when it gets done. It doesn't really matter when these videos get brought out, you know. I've got on my to-do list, like I want to get it done this month, but really that's just, you know, so I have a goal to work towards. There's no real necessity that it gets done right now or next month or the month after. You know, now, the sooner the better is my view, like I might as well just get it out of the way. But in a sense it doesn't matter. And that's significant, you know, and I just understand this because I think it's easy to get, like, be at work, which I am, you know, and sort of get back home and just feel like, am I really progressing? Am I really making progress? You know, I wake up, go to work, come back, get a little bit done, you know, but is that really the best I can do? But I know my philosophy is still something, as long as you're doing it consistently, as long as like every day you're doing something when you get back from work, then that's what matters, and that will stack up over a long period of time. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully make that make sense, and yeah, hope there's something you can take away from it. I'm doing some coaching at the moment, so if you are interested, top link in the description. It'd be great to hear from you. And yeah, apart from that, guys, see you soon.